All right, good morning, goddammit. Piss and vinegar day. Fucking, I really cannot be bothered remembering anymore. Back and neck. So I'm gonna start recording myself in like places of lighting where I know that you can actually see my face and the camera's at the right height. Because lately I've been like recording my chest and you can't even see me talking, or I'm like backlit and you can't see my face. And I'm like off random distance. So I'm gonna start doing this because fuck it. Today, but yeah, back, neck, and I'm going to be talking about milking every moment. This is a new sort of way of thinking I've been thinking about lately, where we're all going to die one day, so you better milk every moment. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, and it's something I really want to start doing as best I can, or as much as I can, before I die one day. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, but let's do some cable rows. So I'm moving my right arm cable row, and I'm now at the point where I'm just gonna do maintenance work with my right arm, because my left is getting pretty close to catching up. So I thought, fuck it, let's gatekeep this arm, don't progress it anymore. Let the left catch up in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks. Because progressing this at this point would just be ridiculous. It would mean my arms never become the same strength level, or it'd take a long time before they would. And then I'm training unilaterally for like fucking months on end. I'm just not interested in doing that anymore. So just gonna do basically a maintenance dose of exercise. Rep in reserve. I hate doing reps in reserve, but yeah, what I hate more is training one arm at a time. It takes way too much fucking time out of my... So yeah, recently I talked about death being the biggest motivator, and how I've been thinking about dying lately, and that we're all going to die, and I'm going to die, and death is coming one day. But once you understand that and accept that it's a huge motivator, you can get a lot of power out of that. And one of those things was to think, all right, well, I'm going to die one day. There's no point wasting this time, right? And it sounds very cliche, it sounds very fucking self-help guru bullshit, but the reality is we don't think enough throughout the day about milking the moment or making the most out of the moment. And I don't mean like smile and be happy, or, you know, like some basic, you know, fucking yes man mentality shit. I just mean even just tiny little things. Like the other day I've been trying to approach this throughout my every waking moment, and it's hard because you forget to do it. And the more I do it, hopefully the better I'll get at remembering to do it, or it will just become a subconscious habit to milk every moment at its best potential. But I was training a client the other day, and I'm like, man, in between sets with clients, all I do is stand here and talk to them. So why don't I just start doing passive stretches when I'm, you know, with clients? So sometimes now when I'm because I know I need to stretch way more. So sometimes when I'm with clients, you know, I'll just do some like lat stretches, like nothing so like, disrupting that they're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? But just like some passive stretches, or maybe I'll work on my biceps immobility, because, you know, I tore my biceps, so now my pronation's not there, so I could grab a pole and just do some pronation work. Because it's like, what am I going to do? Just stand there and do nothing? I may as well milk this moment. And then lately, I bought a second yoga mat, because at the end of my client sessions, they always do stretching. And I thought, why don't I just join them? Not only will it create more camaraderie, they'll suffer less because it's easier to suffer with others, which makes it easier for me to suffer because it's easier to suffer with others, and I hate stretching. And I may as well stretch with my clients. And You know, if I train 6 to 8 clients a day, that's 60 to 80 minutes of stretching every day. That's a fucking insane amount of stretching. I'll become really mobile. So that was another thing. And then I just kept going, all right, like every waking moment, what could I be doing on top of what I'm already doing? Just make the most of this, because you'd actually be so surprised what you come up with, how much downtime you actually have. Another one right now, all right, let's make a theoretical. Let's say I wasn't recording this video right now, right? And for whatever reason, I wasn't doing piss and vinegar. Well, the way I'd milk the moment right now is, well, I've got this army mesh here, and I've got to put more of it up. There's still spaces. My gym's looking a little dirty, so in between my sets, you know, just rather than just sitting there bored out of my mind for 2 minutes, I could clean my gym, put some army mesh up, go on my phone, learn Spanish, whatever the fuck it was. But rather than just sitting there doing nothing in between my sets, at the very least, I have plenty of downside to do productive things. So this is something I've been thinking about lately, where just like milking every moment as best you can, and you'd be fucking surprised what you come up with when you just sit there and actually think for once. Because we don't really sit and think anymore. We just go on autopilot, going about our day. But if you could make every single waking second a milked moment, or another way of putting it would be never a dull moment. Make sure that you're just basically making the most of every moment. After a year of time, man, you could just be so much further ahead. And my problem is I just forget to do this. I'll just start going autopilot again like a fucking NPC from Skyrim, but then occasionally I'll catch myself and go, oh, what could I be doing right now that would be way more fucking productive when I'm basically doing nothing right now? So think about milk in the moment. All right, last set of rows. So just one set for the right arm, maintenance dose, but then obviously hammer in as much as I can on the left side. Oh man, that's ready to progress again. All right, maintenance dose for the right arm. Keep a rep in reserve. Yeah, you'd have a real superpower if you could do this shit all day. I can't. I fucking forget all the time. Too distracted. But my thought process on this is that right now, maybe I catch myself 3 times a day remembering to milk the moment and go, oh, yep, milk the moment. And you'd be surprised. If you can just catch yourself 3 times a day to milk the moment and it lasts 5 minutes, you can get a fucking insane amount of shit done in 5 minutes that you don't realize that you're missing out on. Especially when it comes to like, you know, stacking habits or a little bit of multitasking, like in between sets, hanging up shit on the walls. Or in this case, I'm about to do some neck curls because rather than putting accessories in their own day, I've just gone, all right, fuck it. In between my sets, there's no real biggie to doing some neck curls back to back with my back because they're not protagonist muscles. So they're not going to impact upon each other's ability to output, you know, force. So like, I thought, all right, save time by doing neck curls. And this is a milk the moment habit that's actually stayed. Occasionally you will have these little light bulb moments and then you're like, oh fuck, that's right. Imagine if you did this all the time, how many light bulb fucking moments you'd have. If you just thought about the most optimal way of doing things sometimes, or the way you could get the most out of that thing. It's like a superpower. My idea is hopefully 6 months from now, instead of 3 times a day, I'll catch myself 20 times a day doing this. A year from now, maybe it's half the day that I'm just in this milk the moment mindset. 2 years from now, maybe all day long is milk the mindset or milk the moment mindset. And who the fuck knows what happens then. But right now, yeah, I'm not great with it. Very distracted. But also it's great for, you know, sometimes we try to approach things with a very black and white philosophy. You know, we'll use stoicism, or maybe we'll use absurdism, or maybe we'll read a book like How to Win Friends with and Influence People, and you try to be overly nice to people all the time. And it's like, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for the 80-20 rule. There's a time and place for all these different self-help fucking bullshit ideas and philosophies. But if you know all these approaches, they're great if you then apply them contextually with a milk at the moment scenario. Some scenarios, if you are just a diehard stoic, it's not going to be good to be just purely stoic in some scenarios. Sometimes you need to be overly excited. Maybe you're trying to sell fitness to someone, like you're a personal trainer like I am, and you're just like a stolid stoic, and you're like, yes, exercise is really good. You know, you're going to build a lot of muscle and feel happy, and you'll feel really good. You're just staying all stoic and shit. No one fucking, that's not how you sell shit. So as a stoic, I understand that that doesn't work. But if you milk the moment, you go kind of like a fucking like Terminator 2, where you like analyzes people and then like the CPU like calculates what's the best option, or try to think about it like that robotically. It is very robotic. It can be a bit pedantic, but if you sit there and think, all right, I'm pretty stoic by nature. I like being stoic. It works out for me most of the time. But right now I'm trying to sell the idea of personal training to this guy. Maybe I should put on some excitement and fucking energy. Be like, yeah, mate, we're going to get you in 6 months easily 15 kilos down. I've had 3 clients in the last year gain anywhere between 80 kilos to 100 kilos to their squat in 3 months. You're going to be a totally different person in 3 months. That kind of energy, that's what you're going to need in that context. So that's milking the moment too. It's like applying all the philosophies that you've learnt, all the approaches, rather than being black and white and just trying to use one thing. This is all encompassing. So I don't know, I'm enjoying this process right now. That exercise is a bit nerve-wracking with this left bicep. Like, I know it's very unlikely anything was going to happen, but it just is like, you know? And once you've torn something before, it's like, fuck, don't tear again. Don't ruin another 5 months of my life by tearing, please. So I don't know, I didn't really go to total failure there, because if I could get more reps, but it would require that I engage my bicep more. And people think that engaging and minor movers is actually bad, because you can't then feel the muscle at hand as much or whatever. But the thing is, if your bicep has more in the tank, you may as well engage it, because it then allows for your back muscles to get more motor unit recruitment. If your back can keep going, or your bicep can keep going, and you stop because you're like scared of injury, right? Then your back suffers a little bit, but I'm not too worried. It's okay. My cable rows are good, and it's just this movement's a little bit sussy. All right, milking the moment. May as well do some neck extensions or neck curls now. Alright, measurement update on the left arm. Don't know where they are. I think it was 14 and a half. Maybe it was 15 last time, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Yeah, 14 and a half still. Oh, maybe I'm measuring in the... No, it's still, yeah, about 14 and a half. She fucking doesn't want to grow, eh? Keep it at that. I think part of why my left arm hasn't grown heaps yet is everything I've been doing has just been like high rep and not really within close vicinity to failure. So I've grown it back to like an intermediate level, like 14.5 inch bicep. But now to get back to, the 16.5 size probably needs intensity. Even though there's muscle memory there, it just probably needs more intensity to get bigger, but it also could just be nerve damage or something. I don't know. It could just take time, because everyone I've seen that's torn their bicep, their arm typically comes back to the same size of the right within the time frame it's been so far since my surgery, 4.5 months, maybe even 5, I don't know. But these are also probably steroid users, because most people that tear their bicep are steroid users when they do it in the gym normally. The only one I saw that didn't do it in the gym was Eddie Hall, and that was from a left hook. But like, come on, man, if you're tearing your bicep from a left hook, that doesn't happen in the naturals. You know what I mean? So, yeah, in my case, I'm probably one of the rare naturals who tears their bicep from, freak injuries, like, being arm barred in my case, or I don't know, other people, who knows, like car crashes and shit, in which case it probably does take longer to come back because you don't have that hormone profile. But also could be genetics too. A lot of the guys I saw that tore their biceps had good genetics. Me, not so much. I do some rear delts and neck extensions. Another thing I noticed is my hypermobility in my left arm's come back. I thought maybe because of the injury everything would tighten up a bit, but yeah, that's back. So yeah, in fact, this one used to be as hypermobile, not so much anymore, because of side pressure training and arm wrestling. So all the connective tissues are much tighter now from just fucking like hammering the shit out of my elbows with arm wrestling training. But yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't come back, because it's like probably not good. But it actually probably is good, because in MMA no one can really armbar you unless they like twist your arm and fucking pop your bicep. All right. Okay, good, that's progress. Shit, just keep it at that. Hurts my soul to do reps in reserve, it really does. The last thing I'll say about the milk in the moment is this is especially really good for smaller details that add up, those 1%s that add up over time. Like just things that make your quality of life better, even just like tiny little things. Like the other day I was in my car and I was like, this is not like a fucking revolutionary thought either. This is just like something that I should have done a long time ago. And I get these all the time randomly where I'm like, fuck, I should have done this a long time ago. This one little percentage, if I just added it up, I wish I knew this earlier. And now I sit and think, I wish I knew some of the things I'm going to know in 6 months earlier that made my life so much easier. But even like, yeah, just sitting in my car, I'm like, fuck, I should just get a car holder for my phone. Because I'm always fucking like trying to change songs and shit. And like, you know, you can't look at your car when you drive, obviously. So yelling out to my phone, change song, or whatever. I'm like, fuck it, I'll put a fucking car phone holder up. And then one of the things that I did also, that was a small adjustment, was when I went to go get that phone holder, I'm like, man, these are like $40. Let me fucking look for a different place where I could buy things instead of eBay. And someone said Temu, this Chinese thing where you just cut out the middleman. And then I was like, all right, fucking Temu. And I was like, it's $2 on Temu. I just saved $38 fucking dollars by just thinking and milking the moment. How could I make the most of this? Don't use eBay, use some fucking Chinese fucking bullshit. And so like, yeah, it's just like these little things. It doesn't have to be revolutionary shit that makes you a billionaire or, you know, whatever, although it could be. It could just be things that just make your life that much fucking easier too. But like, if you don't sit and think about this shit, it could take years before you figure this out. Whereas if I just went and sat down in my car for 5 minutes, just sat there and thought and tried to milk the moment, after a fucking 5 minutes, I'll probably come up with a whole host of different things to make my car experience that much better. Listen to audiobooks, have a phone holder, get that phone holder off Temu. You know, don't use my brakes too heavy because then I'll have to get them replaced all the time, or, you know, pump up my tires so I don't get flat tires because I've done that a few times. Like just sit there and think and milk the moment. It could be tiny little things that all add up until your life is fucking fabulous. Oh shit, that's way too light. For me, my fucking neck extensors are strong as shit, boy. Alright, finish off the bicep. So on my second back day of the week, I hit both biceps just to sort of, again, maintenance dose for this arm until this bicep, like just through pure curling, might take a little longer than the rest. Like pressing and pulling is getting there, but yeah, it's like bicep curls, not quite. This one's quite a bit stronger. So this one just pure maintenance, and this one's already big enough for my, happiness. But this one needs twice a week volume, higher reps, blood flow restriction, all that kind of fucking shit. With your BFR bands, you should mark where you have it, because if you want to standardize your BFR training, if you try to progressively overload BFR, but one session you've got it tighter and the other session you have it looser, then you're going to be falsely progressing and regressing, because the tighter it is, the less strength and output you can really get going, which is the idea when you're injured, because you don't want to be using maximal weights. But if you want to honestly progressively overload it, you need to know where you're tightening it each time. Okay, well, that's good. I didn't really feel much pain there. Tightness, but not pain, so I didn't get to failure, so I'll progress it next session. Might do one more set, just get a bit more stimuli there. You do feel it a lot in the supinator and pronator muscle though, because they're trying to overwork, especially at the bottom, because when you tear your bicep, I don't know if it comes back, but the first like inch or so of range of motion, your bicep doesn't actually really pull. So like you can see here, if I supinate my hand, the bicep is assisting at extension. But here, it doesn't really. Yeah. I don't know if that's because the tendon is a bit looser. Like maybe it's kind of hanging until here. Maybe it's not taut until I get it to about there. But yeah, it used to be that it wasn't until I got my arm to here that my bicep even engaged. It was just pure like brachyradialis. But right now it's like, yeah, a little bit, but not much. Not the same as this one. You can see a huge amount of flexion through supination, but you know, we'll see, we'll get there. I wouldn't normally do supination curls either. I normally do decline curls with a totally standard grip, just supinated the entire time. But I'm trying to get my neurology good at flexing the bicep through supination due to that very issue. I'm also trying to strengthen up my forearm supinated muscles a bit too.